Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got Chef, we got Pete, we got Juan, we got Jude, we got John, Lorenzo, Michael. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you guys for being here. Definitely do me a huge favor. Smack up the like button here on your way in. Subscribe over to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. We are on the road to 18K. Cannot do it without you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, whether it's through X or YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Today, we're going to be diving into, do the Arizona Cardinals have pressure to win in 2025? And on top of that, Micah Parsons updates, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, this is what we got to talk about because we really don't have much to talk about. Obviously, it's still preseason. There's still a portion of the Cardinal fan base that is not really tuned into football yet until the regular season, and rightfully so, right? I mean, these games don't matter in the 2025 season, so why tune in? I get it at the end of the day, but it's what we got going for us. We got Micah Parsons updates here from Adam Schefter. We're going to be diving into that, and then we're also going to be diving into, do the Arizona Cardinals have pressure to win here in 2025, and what's overall the national perspective of this team. Although on paper, the Arizona Cardinals defense have gotten so much better, upgraded defensively, it still doesn't feel like, per the national media, there really much is very much, I guess, high pressure to win. But I mean, that's, I guess, just depends on how you really look at it, right? At the end of the day. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but we talked about this. Actually, we probably haven't talked about this, but Arch Manning. I think his dad ended up coming out and saying that he's not coming out, right? Did you guys see the video that Arch Manning, when asked about if he's coming out in the draft, or like the decisions about like the 2026 NFL draft, he ended up coming out and said, "Oh, yeah, I'm taking it day by day." Anybody see that? Now, I'm not going to come out here and say the Arizona Cardinals are going after Arch Manning. No, I'm not saying that. All right, so let's pump the brakes here. But all I'm saying is that the most, I guess, biggest name out there as a potential player, number one overall quarterback here, this can definitely obviously bring up a lot of people's video ideas and just kind of content for days. Now, the Cardinals probably won't be in any position to get Arch Manning, but this is pretty darn fascinating. This is going to be Arch Manning. I think it was earlier this morning, when asked about his dad's comments. This is what he had to say. Let me go and do a quick sharing of my screen. Here we go. This is Archie Manning here. Check this out.
Next year, is he right?
Yeah, I don't know where he got that from. He texted me and apologized about that, but I'm really just taking it day by day right now.
So very short and simple to the to the T, but that's interesting, man. I don't know. Obviously, not really something that we're paying attention to too much, as we obviously have expectations, right? We have expectations to be a good team, and I do believe we're going to be a good team. I don't know why I air quoted it, but I mean we should be a good team. But like, it's going to be very fascinating, especially for those teams that are not going to be good. Did y'all hear that? The Colts already decided that Daniel Jones is going to be their number one quarterback heading into the season. Like, dang. Anthony Richardson maybe going to get traded to a different team. Who knows, man? Who knows in general? But let's dive into this. Let's talk about, do the Arizona Cardinals have pressure to win? Now, let's first look at this as a national perspective, right? And then we're going to get to the Micah Parsons updates, because we got Micah Parsons updates here from Adam Schefter, which, like I said before, it doesn't look good. It looks ugly. It's still looking ugly. And we're talking about less than 20 days, right? Is it what? Less than 3 weeks right now from the regular season. So I don't know what the Cowboys are doing, but I'm glad we're not the Cowboys. That's all I got to say. Let's go ahead and just do a real quick sharing on my screen here, ladies and gentlemen. This article ended up coming out here from ESPN, labeled NFL Power Rankings 2025, who's under the most pressure. Now, if you take a look at this, it does go ahead and explain to you like how they ended up coming up with this. But they ended up having everybody like 1 through 32, obviously with the different teams. You got the Philadelphia Eagles at 2, Kansas City Chiefs at Eagles at 1, Chiefs at 2, Bills at 3, right? So you got all these here. You got the Washington Commanders, which are going into a year 2. Like, it's just so crazy and fascinating to see like what the national perspective is. I don't know if you guys saw the Jaden Daniels Commanders game yesterday with Joe Burrow. Man, I was really hoping that Jaden Daniels was going to be a fluke, but he looks to be a real deal, man. He really does. Now, where do the Arizona Cardinals rank in this list? Believe it or not, we're not anywhere in the teens. Believe it or not, we're not anywhere in the teens. We're past San Fran. We're past the Steelers. We're past the Seahawks with Sam Darnold uh, for F's sake. Past the Falcons, I, past the Dolphins, the Bears, and here we are. Number 22. So it's not really important, but it's interesting to kind of look at the national perspective of like where they actually have us at, right? So the teams that are under the most pressure, right? That's what this is labeled at. NFL Power Rankings 2025, who's under the most pressure. They got the Arizona Cardinals at number 22. And last year, we were at 22 as well, so we really didn't move the needle. Now, this is who's under the most pressure, right? It says General Manager Monty Ossenfort. So I want to read into what my guy John Weinfitz has to say. Now, he's been covering the Arizona Cardinals for a very, very long time. So let's go ahead and dive right into what he has to say. It says this: entering his third season with the Arizona Cardinals, Ossenfort completed his 3-year rebuild of the roster. Now it's time for the roster to win. And it's true. It is time for us to win. He rebuilt the defensive front, but hardly touched the offense. That is true as well. A move that could be risky if the defense doesn't live up to expectations or the offense has holes that he could have addressed. Ossenfort's seat will start warming up. Now, this is pretty fascinating because going into 2025, I wouldn't have put Monty Ossenfort anywhere near the person who has the hottest seat, to be real. Now, like I said, expectations for Arizona fans, like I'm talking about Arizona fans in general. So if you're just a fan of the Cardinals, but you live like in, let's say, East Coast, right? If you're a fan of the Cardinals and you live in St. Louis, right? Maybe you came from the fandom of St. Louis, right? Wherever you are in the United States, I'm specifically talking to Cardinal fans in AZ that are fans of the rest of the teams here in AZ, right? We all know what expectations do to us, right? We all know that the Diamondbacks had a lot of expectations and they are completely underwhelming and they're been very bad. We've all knew that the Suns had a lot of expectations in the whole Kevin Durant blow up situation, and it's now Devin Booker and a lot of guys and a lot of young guys, right? That seems to be what they're doing moving forward. We know what expectations do to us as AZ sports fans. It's very unfortunate, but then the nature of the beast is we got to talk about these type of things, right? Because although we know that the next step in the trajectory for the Cardinals is going to be playoffs, right? We all know that. We all have to have that sort of thing behind our mind of what if this happens, right? Of what if that happens, right? What if injuries start piling up? That's just the way our mind is wired, unfortunately. But I would have never in my in my in 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 years, I would never have thought of Monty Ossenfort being under the most pressure, to be honest with you. Because I'm looking at the other people that are listed off as like pressure. Like, for example, the Patriots, right? They have Will Campbell, uh, Jared Wilson, right? We got quarterback Trevor Lawrence for the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you look up here, which is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, they got the offensive coordinator as the most pressure. We got Rashee Rice, right? So we got specific players. Honestly, I don't even put this on Monty. Now, if Monty Ossenfort, like, if we do come out here with like a situation where the wide receivers don't live up to expectations, I'm gonna be real, guys. I'm gonna put up in an uproar because I've been talking about this for quite some time. I still do think that we need another weapon. But I'm gonna leave it to Monty and this Arizona Cardinals regime to kind of they know a lot more, much more than I do, right? They'll know a lot, much more. And then my mind always runs. It's always running. So like my mind's always in panic mode when it comes down to this team. So I'm not going to expect a general manager to kind of have my same mindset and my same philosophy. I'm going to put everything in his power. But to be honest with you, I feel like who here should have been for the Cardinals probably should have been Petzing, probably should have been Kyler. Um, I think that's the team who has the most pressure, right? Or at least the player, the person who has the most pressure. I get it. right? These are things that I ended up saying myself as well. Why he didn't touch the offense, with the exception of one draft pick, is beyond me. And bringing back the same weaponry is beyond me as well. But I wouldn't put Monty Ossenfort here. I would have probably put Petzing or maybe even Kyler on here over Monty Ossenfort. Now, pressure is rising. Pressure is rising for this Arizona Cardinal team to succeed, right? We are already in year 3 of Jonathan Gannon. We're in year 3 of Petzing. We're in year 3 of Kyler. I know some of those guys are going to come out and say, oh, it's 2.5. It's 2. No, well, no, I'm not. I get it. You're being very, very to the number, but I mean, he's going into his year 3. He was still in meetings. He was still learning, right? Obviously, he's not getting the physical reps, but he's going into the year 3 of Petzing and going into his year 7 of being an NFL franchise quarterback, right? Or at least that's what we ended up bringing him in for. Now, pressure. Do the Arizona Cardinals have the pressure to win? I mean, they should. They should feel the fire. Now, is Jonathan Gannon, let's just throw Jonathan Gannon, is he in any sense of the imagination to you? And obviously, guys, get involved here in the chat. Do you think he should be in the hot seat if the Cardinal season goes awry, right? And by awry, I mean like maybe 5 or 6 wins. Now, looking at the schedule, there should not be a reason why we only win 5 or 6 games. There should be absolutely no reason why the Arizona Cardinals should only win 5 or 6 games. But like I mentioned a little earlier, we're kind of accustomed to think a little bit of, oh, I got expectations, but you also got to think of the alternative, right? Because Arizona AZ sports fans, right? We know what happened to the Suns. Expectations were at an all-time high. Diamondbacks fans, you know how they had expectations as well. And now we're kind of sitting back and saying, oh, man, here we go again. AZ sports fan curse, right? So I don't want to think of this way as a Cardinal fan, because I know there's a lot riding under our franchise quarterback in Kyler, and a lot riding on Drew Petzing as well, which at one point, some people thought maybe head coaching material. I mean, he ended up getting a head coaching interview with the Chicago Bears. Whether he was a placeholder or not, he got an interview, right? Regardless of what it is. But it probably was always going to be Ben Johnson for the Chicago Bears. But when it comes down to it, pressure for the Cardinals. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I don't think Jonathan Gannon is the first person that I would let go. Do I think he's a little quirky? Do I think he's a little... I mean... I've got used to his personality. I really have. Sometimes he's a little, I don't know how to describe him, to be honest with you. Just the phrases that he's used, right? The fire in the gut. Did you take the bus, right? Those type of things, right? People are always going to follow around those narratives, and there's funny things that he ended up saying, which he wasn't supposed to be funny. He was being damn right serious, right? Like, that's kind of the worst part of it all. That he was being serious. But I don't think Gannon is in the hot seat, to be real. Now, obviously, if you lose a locker room, it's a completely different situation. But you got to have this season go real bad. Like, I mean, real bad in order for us to be put in that situation, right? So I was looking at this article, and I just found it very fascinating that they have Monty Ossenfort on there. I think Monty Ossenfort, for the most part, has done a pretty good job, right? We mentioned this before. The job of a general manager, it boils down to 3 different things, right? 3 different things in order for you to build your roster. A general manager. You got free agency, you got draft, and then you got trading, right? The ability to trade. I think so far he's able to do 2 of those 3 things right? This last offseason, he nailed free agency. His second year, it wasn't great. I'm going to be real. Like the Bilal Nichols, Justin Jones, those are terrible signings. Like, okay, maybe not terrible, but like they didn't really give us much, right? Especially because they were supposed to be our big splash signing. Jonah Williams, right? He started off good for a game, and then he came back and didn't look very good. So a lot of the signings that he ended up bringing in, which he values the trenches, which is absolutely amazing, but like it didn't really turn out very well. This year, in terms of the moves that he made, I think he actually did a pretty good job of nailing it. But of course, there is also the underlining thing as why didn't you do anything for the offense, right? Why is the offense falling short? I don't know. I mean, that's going to be a big question. That's going to be a big remaining question. I mean, everybody was preaching about Keenan Allen. Now he signed back with the Chargers. There's some people out there that were preaching along with me when Elijah Moore was available. Why not Elijah Moore? Hell, there was even people out there talking about Isaiah Bond, right? When the whole Chargers ended up dropping, but the Browns ended up scooping him up, right? Potential 3rd round pick out of Texas, and the Browns ended up going after him. Why the Cardinals aren't as aggressive going after these wide receivers when that can potentially be a hole. I know Michael Wilson came out and said he's very confident in these guys, but I mean, what else do you expect him to say, right? What else do you expect, Michael Wilson to come out and say? So to be real, I don't think Monty Austinforth's in the hot seat at all. I honestly, I think all eyes right now is looking towards how is this offense going to function, right? How is this offense going to function to a level that we can come out to ourselves and say, okay, I mean, they're either getting better or it's the same old 2024 Arizona Cardinals, which we hope that doesn't happen, right? We want to make sure that this Arizona Cardinal team can flourish and finish off strong. There's a lot of things that we're going to be paying attention to. Very, very close attention to. So let's go ahead and read a couple comments. Jakai in the chat says, hindsight terrible. They were said to be Iron Man typically available. Yeah, I mean, I remember that. I remember saying Iron Man when I was making my videos as well, right? And you're right, it is hindsight. But I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to, right? When you see the evaluation after, because let's be real, I think we could all come out and say that Monty Ossenfort nailed this free agency, right? I think obviously the biggest acquisition was probably going after Josh Sweat and maybe Jacoby Brissett and obviously Dalvin Tomlinson as well. Those are the big ones out there for the Cardinals in free agency. We can come out here and say that he's nailed it. He's done a good job. He absolutely upgraded the defensive line, bringing in Calais Campbell, right? A fan favorite of the Cardinals. But we don't know how it's going to work out, right? Right now, it's great. Right now, he nailed it. Right now, he got the players that people wanted to bring because I don't know anybody who was beating the table on Justin Jones. I don't know anybody who was beating the table for Bilal Nichols at that very moment. But, we brought him in, so we were all kind of going to the point of saying to ourselves, okay, well, what can this guy bring to us, right? Iron Man, Iron Man, Iron Man. Hurt, hurt, hurt. It has to be something in the water here. It's got to be something here in the Arizona water. I don't understand it because you're right. We got 3 guys that were supposed to be Iron Man coming in. And thanks for reminding me because I completely forgot the whole term of Iron Man a few years back. But that's what was said back. That was said. These guys are Iron Man. These guys are supposed to be healthy. These guys are supposed to be lasting for a year. And guess what? All of them just got brittle bones since they start sipping the water. A very, very unfortunate circumstance. Do I see Bilal Nichols making the 53? I don't know. Out of the 3 guys, I probably don't see Bilal Nichols. I could see Justin Jones coming into the 53. I could obviously see Jonah Williams being 53 because he's your right tackle right now. But yeah, it didn't really work out in year 2 for the Arizona Cardinals in free agency. The draft, I think he's done pretty well in the draft all 3 years. Like I said before, in the draft, you're expecting to at least get 3 or 4 starters, right? They don't got to be superstars, but starters. If you can get 3 or 4 starters, you can start building your team to the level that you need to have them be competing in the NFL, right? So, and Monty has done that. Trades. The trades are not there for me when it comes down to Monty. It's not there for me at all. Would I love to see a big move, big trade? Yeah, but I mean, it also kind of depends of what Monty and this Arizona Cardinals organization truly feels, right? Do they feel like we're a Super Bowl contending team? I mean, I don't know. Like, some might say yes. I don't think so, right? I don't think the Cardinals are a Super Bowl contending team. But my next step, my next trajectory is we got to get into the playoffs. That is the move of this Arizona Cardinals team. Now, if they go deep into the playoffs, damn, that exceeded my expectations. I'm going to be real here. I just want to get a playoff berth. I want a potential of getting that NFC West title, right? That's what I'm looking for in year 3 of Petsing. If we can accomplish that, of course, I'll be a little sad just depending on how the season ends. But, I'll brush myself off just like I did this last year. Because truthfully, from 4 wins to 8 wins, looking, from the outside looking, it's not bad, right? It just sucks the way that you end the season. You cannot end another season like that this year because there's a lot riding on the Arizona Cardinals offensively and just the organization in general to do better. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what the Arizona Cardinals are going to be able to do this year. I just found it pretty fascinating to look at these, from ESPN, right? This article coming out here. And for the new people that are just joining in, appreciate you guys for being here up and foremost. Do me a favor, smack the like button and subscribe. We're going to be giving you Arizona Cardinals content out of your ears. So make sure you subscribe. It's absolutely for free. Make sure you hit that red button. But this is what we're talking about. There was an article published on ESPN earlier this morning saying NFL power rankings in 2025, who is under the most pressure. Now, it's actually talking about specific people, players from each specific team, right? So this one's got the offensive coordinator. This one's got Rashee Rice. For the Cardinals, they got Monty Ossenfort, which I don't agree with. I really don't. But if you scroll up just above the Cardinals, they got Caleb Williams at, They got Caleb Williams right there. Now, granted, each team has got somebody different, right? So it's not like it's one person saying this is the person for every team, right? So that's why maybe the difference in this. But check this out: the Colts. General Manager Chris Ballard, 110%. 110%. This guy should be in the hot seat or have the most pressure on him. I know a lot of Colts fans probably want this man out by now, but of course, he's still there. Quarterback Bryce Young, yeah, I mean, good pressure. Is he going to get that second contract? Is he not going to get that second contract? Big question. Justin Fields, 100% agree with that as well. Coach Dable and Joe, yeah, 100% agree. So Cardinals right now, per this article, who's under the most pressure? General Manager Monty Ossenfort. Yeah, I don't agree with that, but I also do understand where this is coming from. But I could definitely very well see here Kyler, right? Kyler, Drew Petzing, right? Maybe another offensive piece that we ended up bringing in, or defensive piece that we ended up bringing in on a very high note and didn't really work out, like B.J. Ojulari, right? B.J. Ojulari should probably be here as well because you got pressure, young man. Please stay healthy and hopefully give us the production that we all thought you were going to be able to bring us. Unfortunately, so far, the what am I trying to say? Injuries has plagued him, right? Unfortunately. So that's kind of what we're living in right now. Let's go ahead and read some comments here in the chat. RC3, what's up, buddy? He says, why is Clayton Doom still on this team? I think they're just trying to finish preseason. I think that's what it is. We made a video a little earlier before going live talking about will the Arizona Cardinals be playing their starters in week 3 because Jonathan Gannon came out and said he needs to evaluate first. He didn't shut the door. He could have come out and he could have said, oh, they're not starting, right? It's all going to be guys fighting for the roster. But Jonathan Gannon left the door open for potential starters to be playing here in week 3 of preseason versus the Raiders. Are they going to play? We'll have to kind of wait and see once we get closer to Saturday in the determination. But we made that video a little earlier today. But yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. But pressure to win, at least per this article, I would change that to probably Kyler or Petzing or B.J. Ojulari to be put on the person with the most pressure on this team. But very valid points. Very valid points as to why the Arizona Cardinals did not go any offensive players. I mean, one via the draft and not really much addressing different looks or different people coming in free agency. That one's kind of beyond me when it comes down to weaponry. So yeah, we'll see. Let's keep the chats going. We got any updates on Walter Nolan? Right now, he's still on the PUP list. So if he's on the PUP list, he cannot practice right now. So we're hoping that he gets removed off the PUP list soon. Because come the 53-man roster cut down, if he's not off the PUP list, he's going to need to miss 4 weeks. So that's going to be very interesting. So another thing that we need to keep our eyes on, we got 3 players currently right now on the PUP list. B.J. Ojulari, Bilal Nichols, and Walter Nolan. They need to be put off the PUP list. If they're not, and the 53-man roster has come and gone, he's going to be missing 4 weeks of the start of the season. So right now, on Tuesday, August the 19th, he is still currently right now on the PUP list. So, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's going to be something we need to keep our very, very close eyes on because, I don't want to see him on the PUP list. But, of course, it's not that I want him to play hurt either. It's just I would like to see our first-round pick giving us production from the jump. But, of course, really depending on if he's going to be healthy or not. We do got some updates here from Micah Parsons, which we will be getting to soon. So stay tuned. We'll be getting to those updates too. Let's go and give some love over to the chat. You guys are coming up clutch with all these chats right now, man. Appreciate you guys for being here. We got Jakai coming up clutch again. What's up, Jakai? I feel like they choose Monty because he's basically running the team. But at the same time, the article kind of speaks to the future and not really this year specifically. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Well, I mean, it's so trippy because I mean, looking at the article, I can see where you're coming from, but also when you're looking at other people's positions, now please keep in mind too, like we got Josh Weinfist representing the Arizona Cardinals for ESPN, right? Every single team has got a different representative, right? So it almost kind of you hope for some sort of unison right? You hope for some sort of unison amongst each different pick, but it all kind of varies between general managers, wide receivers, quarterbacks, defensive linemen, right? It's all just kind of a vary thing. But yeah, I mean, you got the Chicago representative coming out saying Caleb Williams. So we see multiple quarterbacks. We've seen the Jags rep saying that uh, Trevor Lawrence. So yeah, I mean, I can see it from that perspective because I would love to see Monty Ossenfort be a little bit more aggressive in the trade market. I would love to see Monty Ossenfort be a little bit more aggressive in the trade market. If I'm going to be real, he does. General manager does three things very well, right? There's one that I would love to see a little bit better, and that's the trade market. And here's the thing, right? This is probably one of the very few years you're going to be seeing players like Trey Hendrickson, Micah Parsons, or maybe even a Terry McLaurin right now, looking for contracts right now. Will the Cardinals do it? I don't know. It almost kind of feels like every time we're talking about it, it's just we always have to go back to, is it a Monty Ossenfort move? And I hate always having to say that, but it's the truth of the nature, right? It's the nature of the beast. Monty hasn't done it. Monty hasn't been able to do anything like that so far. So as of right now, we're unfortunately have to kind of wait and see if he would do something like that. Let's read a couple more comments, and we're going to be getting to that Micah Parsons update from Adam Schefter, which, man, it's ugly in Dallas right now, man. There's no changes happening anytime soon, or at least with what we've been seeing so far. Ryan in the chat says, why should we be concerned about making the playoffs? We should be concerned about winning a playoff game. Ooh. I mean, you're right. I mean, you're 110% right. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong one bit. We should be concerned about winning a playoff game. You're right. Unfortunately, for this fan base and organization, and it's all kind of about baby steps, right? Because I don't know why. I don't know. I wish I had the answer. I really do. I wish we had more expectations, right? I wish we did. But I mean, unless our general manager kind of goes all in or makes an all in move, it's really kind of hard to say the Cardinals are a Super Bowl team or a go deep into the playoff team, right? Now, I mean, we could. We can very well be surprised. We can see the Kyler Murray of 2021, right? When we started off that great season, and I'm talking about that first sample size, not the back end when AJ Green didn't turn around, but I'm talking about that first part. Maybe we can see Kyler Murray do that again. But the most important thing is not how you start, but it's how you finish, right? So I agree. I mean, I agree. You ain't wrong there, Ryan. You ain't wrong. Hebe in the chat. I'm glad Monty didn't get Christian. Oh, I agree. That's one thing I will say that I was 110% wrong on. I was wrong on that so darn bad. Man, you don't know how many Cardinal fans, including myself, were like, you got to go after Christian Wilkins. Come on, man. What are you doing? You got the money. And man, I'm not sure if it was just luck. I'm not sure if he knew something. I'm not sure if he knew that he wasn't a locker room guy for him. I don't know. But whatever the decision was, he got it right, man. He got it. We would have been stuck with the contract. I don't think the Cardinals would have had the to do what the Raiders did. I'm gonna be real. I don't think the Cardinals have the to do what the Raiders did. So it would have been very, very interesting to see it. And he is a lot of money, man. It's very, very expensive. But I agree, Hebe. I'm right there with you as well. I was one of those guys as well, and I want to knock myself in the head because that was a brutal take, man. That was a brutal take. We all have them, man. We all have them. John in the chat. Kyler has already been to the playoffs and got doo-dooed on. He needs to make the playoffs and win. You know, you're not wrong either. You're not wrong either. I'm just bracing myself as a fan, right? And we're all fans together. I'm trying not to get too high, right? I'm not literal. I'm trying not to get too over the hill of myself. We already seen what expectations can do to an Arizona sports fan. We already seen it, right? And I'm not trying to put bad juju out there, and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to do this. I'm just trying to protect myself. I'm trying to hold back from saying this can happen because although I believe we are better on paper, it is prove it time, right? It's put up or shut up time for the Arizona Cardinals. So yeah, pressure is there to win for the Cardinals. And I agree with everybody that's saying we need to win a playoff game. I agree. and when we get there, I probably will have a little bit of a fit if we don't win, right? So I mean, it's just right now I'm preparing for the season and I'm coming in here with a clear mindset, right? But you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong one bit, ladies and gentlemen. You ain't. So real quick, let's get to a real quick commercial break. Sponsors for the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube, My Valley Prince. Let me give a shout out to them real quick. And then we will be talking about the updates from Micah Parsons because, man, it is ugly. It is ugly in Dallas, and it doesn't seem like it's going to fix anytime soon. So go ahead, real quick, small break, 30-second break here from My Valley Prince.
Yo, Red Sea, you know how we rep the cards with pride every Sunday, so why not rep your own squad the same way? Whether it's your business, your team, or your crew, My Valley Prints has you covered with custom screen prints and embroidery right here in the desert. T-shirts, hats, hoodies, you name it. From clean logos to bold game day drip, they'll make your vision look like a first-round pick. Local, reliable, and always bringing that Cardinal level energy. Hit up myvalleyprints@yahoo.com or DM them via Instagram to get your gear started. My Valley Prints, built for the Valley, designed for you.
All right, shout out here to My Valley Prince, Parles, branches of the Easy Sports Fan here on YouTube. We are actually signed a contract for the start of the season, so we will be rolling with another sponsor here coming our way as well come September and the rest of the season. And I'm just excited. I appreciate everybody who obviously who watch and subscribe and just overall hang out, right? Because we all want the same thing. We want this Arizona Cardinal team to succeed. But let's dive right into the new thing that we want to talk about. That's Micah Parsons, ladies and gentlemen. Micah Parsons update. Let's get started on this Micah Parsons update. Okay, let me do a quick sharing on my screen here real fast, and then we will let you know exactly what Adam Schefter from ESPN had to say about Micah Parsons. Here we go. Let me rewind this bad boy up. Here we go. Give me a second.
March or early April. You can't get a deal done. You can't get a deal done if you're not even talking. And the two sides haven't had any negotiations since late March or early April. And it sounds like at this point it's personal. It sounds like each side is dug in. The Cowboys have come out and said what they said publicly at the start of training camp, which Micah didn't like. Micah came out and asked to be traded, said he was ready to move on from Dallas, which I'm sure they didn't like. And right now, both sides seem to be angry. Now, have other people put those feelings aside in the past and figured out a way to work out a deal? Yeah. I don't see that happening here. I see these two sides headed towards a divorce in time. The only question is, when is that divorce going to happen and how is it going to happen? Are they going to trade him now? Are they going to trade him after this year? Are they going to move on when? But it certainly doesn't feel like these two sides want to enter a long-term relationship together. That's the way it feels today, and we'll see if they do anything to change that before the regular season begins in a couple of weeks.
So it's just so insane to be in a situation we're seeing this, right? Where we're seeing that the Arizona, wow, what am I talking about? The Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons, arguably one of the best players in the NFL at his position, right? Of course, he's one of the youngest out there. You also got TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, but they're all well in their 30s. They're well in their 30s right now. Micah Parsons is what, 26, 27 years old? Like, it seems like this is going to end bad for Dallas. Like, Dallas and the Joneses, or I guess the Joneses is how you describe plural Jones, because they're the ones running that ship over there. They got such an ego on them. But I mean, I guess it makes sense, man. When you're a billionaire and you got to the level that you got to, ain't nobody can tell you what to do. Ain't nobody can tell you how to run business, because guess what? I got here. I know what I'm doing. They spent what? $150 million on the Dallas Cowboys long time ago, and they're one of the most expensive organizations out there in terms of true value out there. So I get it. I understand it from a billionaire's perspective. I'm not a billionaire, but I mean, I could only imagine if you got that much power, that much sway over people, because let's be real, and I know people that, don't want to admit it, but money is power. Money is power. And when you got a guy like that rolling high on one of the most expensive, lucrative names, organizations like the Dallas Cowboys, you are going to do the things you want to do, and it's going to be your way or the highway. But you're at risk of getting rid of one of the youngest, most talented players that we've seen come out of college in a very, very long time, in Micah Parsons. Per Adam Schefter, at least today, right? At least today, and he is 26 years old. This feels like it's going towards the direction of a divorce. His wording, not mine, his words, that it's going to come to a divorce. It's gone to the point where it's gotten personal, is what he said. It's gotten personal. So that means Micah's team and the organization of the Dallas Cowboys, they don't want to deal with each other. They don't want to. They haven't had talks. Let's bring that back. They haven't even had talks up to this point. We're less than 3 weeks away from the season to start. Less than 3 weeks away from the season to start. And they still haven't had talks about an extension, because the whole Micah Parsons letter that came out, he clearly stated, I don't want to be here. I mean, Myles Garrett also said that as well, but, this seems different. At least it feels different, right? So where does Micah Parsons go? Does he sit out? Does he play? Because let's be real, the Dallas Cowboys can still franchise tag you as well, right? That's also still something that they probably have under their belt. I don't know if he's going to want to play for this organization, if I'm going to be real. Now, the reason why we're talking about it as Cardinal fans, because there's always a level of intrigue of, oh man, should the Cardinals go after him, right? I mean, if we had a different general manager, I think I would be a little bit more like, yeah, let's do that. We haven't seen Monty Ossenfort do it, right? We haven't seen him make a big splashy move like this. He loves draft picks, or at least what we've seen, he values them. Doesn't like them, he values draft picks, right? Micah Parsons will come with a very, very expensive draft capital load, as well as a very, very expensive pocket load as well. Now, the Cardinals have money. I think we got the most amount of cap space heading into 2025, which I believe the number 3 is the 49ers. And of course, at the very top is the Patriots. But the Patriots really are no way to try to contend or to go all in, right? Why not? Like, the Cardinals right now are in an all-in season, or at least in my opinion, they're in an all-in season when it comes down to, will the Arizona Cardinals, or should the Arizona Cardinals go for it this year? I mean, well, you got a franchise quarterback being paid, 11th, 12th highest, somewhere around that realm. I mean, you went pretty all in when it comes down to free agency, bringing in Josh Sweat. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the direction is, right? Because although trajectory, we gotten better defensively, it's just, there's still a little bit of unknown when it comes down to this team. There's still a little bit of unknown when it comes down to this team. So yeah, Micah Parsons, man, it doesn't feel like he's going, man. He like Chosen One says, we should make a deal. I agree. I mean, I don't know how much more I can, beat on my chest or jump on my soapbox. I agree with you. I would love the idea for the Cardinals to go either the Micah Parsons or the Trey Hendrickson route. Yeah, of course. I would love the Cardinals to do that. Of course, Micah would be more expensive, but he's younger, right? 4 or 5 years younger than Trey Hendrickson. So for what it's worth, I agree with you. I just don't know if Monty's going to make a move like this. I do think it would be worth it. Would you give up 2 first-round picks? I mean, well, that's the question, right? That's the big question out there. I know maybe a first-rounder, but, like, he's such a big name that he might covet that. But also on the other side of the coin, you're going to have to pay him a lot of money. Maybe somewhere in the 38, 41, $42 million range. We don't know. In his letter, he even said that he was willing to give the Cowboys a deal. That's what he said. But they waited too damn long. Now, the deals of TJ Watt ended up going through. Myles Garrett got paid a little before the offseason stuff ended up happening. He's up there as well. So, like, they shot themselves in the foot, man. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys. They shot themselves in the foot, truly. I don't understand them. I don't get them. But, yeah, they're not the smartest, man. They're not the smartest. Lorenzo in the chat says two first rounds is steep. It is, and that's the thing. It is steep. It is. It's expensive. If you're looking for Micah Parsons, that's probably what they're looking for. I mean, it's expensive. It's going to be an expensive move for any team to go out there and go after. Now, you got to look at it on this side of the coin too, right? Because you can look at this in any which direction. You can look at this as you telling the Dallas Cowboys, well, he's not going to play for you. He doesn't want to be there, right? You're going to miss out on production and losing value if he doesn't come on this team, right? So it goes on both sides of the coin. I'm only assuming it would be a couple first round picks, but it might take a first round, a second, maybe some mid round picks. Hell, maybe throw a player their way. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it will take. RC3, what's up, buddy? I would trade Toon's salary for a better training facility. Hey, you might be onto something here. You might be onto something here. Well, I mean, let's be real. I think Toon is done. I think Clayton Tune is done. He's not going to make the 53. At least if I were to put some money down, I don't think he's going to make the 53. I think the Cardinals are only going to carry 2 quarterbacks, and that's what we've been talking about for months now. The reason why they brought Jacoby Brissett in is to have a real good, steady, reliable backup QB behind Kyler, right? A guy that can win you a game. A guy that can win you a few games if needed, right? That is why they brought Jacoby in here. He knows Petzing's offense, or at least some sort of evolution of it, right? So that's why they brought Jacoby in. Jacoby is leaps and bounds better than what we had in Tune. And I don't want this to be a let's pile it on this guy, he's terrible type of thing, but like we've seen enough already. Like it's over, right? It's done. You want to throw him in the practice squad? Cool. Pay him the practice squad salary if you want to. That's fine. But in terms of a number 3 quarterback, I don't want to see him on this roster. Don't waste a quarterback number 3 position on that. Don't do it, right? If you want to get a quarterback number 3, maybe look somewhere else. Maybe see who gets cut, right, in the 53-man roster shakedown. I heard the Browns over there have 4 quarterbacks, but I also did hear the Browns want to carry all 4 quarterbacks into the 2025 season. I don't know how much weight that's actually true or how much truth there is to that. I know they actually said it, but I don't believe anything these organizations say or do or say until they do it, right? If they actually truly carry 4 quarterbacks, if they carry 4 quarterbacks into it, that's crazy to me, right? Gabriel, Pickett, Flacco, and Shador. Good Lord. I just don't. The Browns are the Browns, man. The Browns are the Browns. I know the Cardinals aren't far off, and I mean, obviously, it's probably, calling the kettle black, but whatever. Well, we ain't carrying 4 quarterbacks. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Daniel Jones starting for the Colts. It's a mess, man. It's a mess. We could be in worse situations. Let's just put it that way. We can be in a much worse situation. Let's put it that way. Daniel Jones rolling as your QB1. No, thank you. No, thank you. 4 QBs being taken to your 53-man roster. It just seems like I just don't get it. I don't get it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Andrew in the chat, is this do or die year for Kyler Murray? I think it's a very pivotal year for Kyler. 110%. 110%. And if you guys are just starting on this channel, you already know that I kind of already started to kind of, pushed back on a few different people's, situations, because there's a lot of people out there that want me to continue to do what is popular. And what's popular is continuing to say that Kyler Murray is him, right? That Kyler Murray is him stopped last year. It stopped last year. He's still my QB. I'm still going to support him. I still back him. I want him to get better. But hype train is not coming that much. Of course, I'll say things here and there, but all the things I was doing before, that was extra. that was extra. And that ain't happening again. What I want to see from Kyler is his ability to win, right? I want to see the ability to win a big game in November and December football. That's what I want to see. I want to see consistency. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah, going back to the question, is this a do or die year for Kyler? I mean, it is. It's a big one. It's a big year for him and Petzing. Petzing's also there as well. So this is a do or die year for Petzing as well. Yeah, 100%. 110%. Brandon in the chat, 100% K1 produces or he's gone. He be in the chat. I would start Jacoby over Daniel Jones. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Thank God for Jacoby. Thank God for. Here's the thing. It's funny, right? Because fans say we're fans, right? Fans are fans, right? And I'm not gonna fault people for saying the things that they say. I've said some crazy, outlandish things before too, so it's okay. Like I'm not gonna say I'm immune to not saying. Like I've said some stupid stuff before as well, right? Like 2 in town, right? Two in time in the desert. Okay, let's not remind them of those times. But what I'm saying is I remember some people on X and Twitter saying that Daniel Jones is better than Kyler Murray. No way in hell. does that person still probably make? I mean, they're still making content, man. I said some stupid shit before too, but I mean, that's crazy. Like Daniel Jones, in no way in heck is nah. We good, man. We're good. But no, man, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah, but definitely do or die for Kyler. Big year for him. I hope nothing but success for Kyler, and I hope that he's going to, get us to the promised land. And right now, promised land is hopefully the division and hopefully win a game in the playoffs. That's what I'm looking for. Let's read a couple more comments. You guys are coming up clutch with these comments, by the way. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Smack the like button if you guys haven't done so already. Subscribe if this is your first time here. Appreciate you. Fausto, what's up, man? I flipped a table or two on my days of being a Cardinals fan. Yeah, I mean, it's going to continue to happen, man. The tables will continue to be flipped, at least on my end, because, yeah, it's been a lot of frustration. Continue to see it. But let's be real. I mean, we can be in a worse situation. We can be in a worse situation. Just look at the NFL. There's other teams that I don't envy one bit at all. Cards fan, Kyler was top 3 at one point. You were valid. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I'm not even looking for valid, and I appreciate you. But I want to get back to the point, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I want to get back to the point where, as a fan base, we are like the Commanders are right now with Jaden Daniels. Just the true belief of what their quarterback can do. No split, just harmony. Just a unison of belief in that young man that he's going to get them a Super Bowl. That's what I want one day for the organization of the Arizona Cardinals, to have a belief in your quarterback, like Josh Allen too. Josh Allen's the exact same way. I want that belief. I don't want the fan base to be split. I don't want people to say, oh, you're a fanboy of this guy. Oh, you're a hater. I don't want to get to that. I want to have a QB that we all fully back and say, this is the guy. This is the guy that's showing us flashes, and he's gotten better from year 1 to year 2 and has given us nothing but consistency. And I'm not even looking for Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowls like Patrick Mahomes. No, I mean, Lamar Jackson doesn't have a Super Bowl in his name, but he's listed as one of the best QBs in the NFL because of what he's done for his team. I mean, I'll take that in a heartbeat. Of course, everybody will take a Lamar Jackson, right? And here's the thing. A lot of people could have had Lamar Jackson. Would he have developed like he did in the Ravens? Who knows, right? I mean, we don't know. But, I mean, everybody had a fair chance at Lamar Jackson. I mean, instead, we went after Mr. Rosen.
9 mistakes made ahead of me.
Yeesh. That was the same one, right? It was the same draft, right? It was. Now I'm doubting myself. Was he the year before or after? Oh, he was the year before. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was that one. 2018. That's when we got Josh Rosen. Yep. 2019 is Kyler. Yep. We all had a fair chance at Lamar Jackson at number 32. Ain't nobody pulled the damn trigger but the freaking Baltimore Ravens. Yikes.
9 mistakes made ahead of me. And I will.
Never again. Good Lord. I want that belief, man. Give me that belief. I would take Parsons over Hendrickson. I do agree. Let's see here. Phoenix, what's up? Would you do a first, a second, and Birch for Parsons? Yes. Yes, I would. I don't think the Cowboys would do it. I would do a first and a second in 2027 and Birch for Micah Parsons. Oh, yeah. Oh, 110%. Oh, 110%. I don't think the Cowboys would do it, but I would do it. Yeah, I would. Yeah, Micah, there's very few times that you're able to get one of those players that are game changers, right? That are elevate your team in that squad, the defense, right? There's very few players out there, and Micah Parsons is one of them. So, yes, and yes. Tune push, yikes. I gotta go over with my wife. Last time I did the mustache, it wasn't very favorable in the AZ sports fan household when I had a mustache. So if I do make some sort of deal like that, I'm gonna have to get everything approved. Look at the calendar to make sure that there's no picture days or no pictures or anything like that we got set up, or vacations or anything like that. Because I don't think my wife was happy with the mustache. If I'm gonna be real. So we'll have to run it by. But hey, it's not out. I ain't rolling it out. I'm not. I don't roll out bringing out the Mario Mike again. Mario Mike, right? Valley Vibe says I wanted Allen. Oh, yikes. Juan says yes, same draft. Oh, yep. Vintage guy moment. I mean, like, let's be real. Let's take ourselves back in 2018, guys. Like, let's just real quick take ourselves back in 2018. Although there was people out there like my guy Valley Vibes here, right? That were smarter than some of us, right? I was pretty excited about Rosen. I was excited about Rosen. I got myself a Rosen jersey. Like, I got myself a Rosen jersey, and that jersey has become the Fire Kime jersey. Is what it became. So it served its purpose, I guess, right? So, there's people out there that are smarter. Are we gonna get to a point where we are gonna start evaluating quarterbacks in the draft? I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. But yeah, that was a decision that definitely altered what could have been, right? What could have been for sure. Let's keep it with the chat. Valley, what's up, man? I don't think the Cardinals are making any trades. I agree that Monty Valley just picks so much. It's fun to talk about, though. 100%. 100%. Yeah, I agree. It's also good to see, like, what's happening in the NFL, right? Like, just to kind of see the disaster. Because, man, 2 or 3 years ago, we were that team. Or 3 or 4 years ago, we were that team. You remember that? Like, I feel like every other video, there was something going on with this Cardinals organization. Like, there was something happening in the news. Like, the Cardinals went to Mexico and there was touching happening. Like, what the heck? Like, this is the type of stuff that I don't miss one bit, right? The things that were happening off the field that were just absolute grimy. Like, it was just stuff that was unnecessarily things, rich people that had power that probably shouldn't be doing the things that they were doing, right? So remember, I mean, those are the type of stuff that we were doing 4 years ago when it was under the last regime. I don't miss that one bit. Now, this is obviously a completely different circumstance with drama of a player either wanting to be there or wanting to get paid or not. Completely different drama, but like we were in the headlines a lot. I mean, I just like sitting back and kind of watching these organizations implode. I would rather see our division implode, right? At one point, I thought Stafford wasn't coming back, but yeah, Stafford ended up coming back. Matthew Stafford, quarterback of the Rams, ended up coming back yesterday, and shut down a lot of people's narratives about is he going to miss some time in the start of the season. It looks like he's a full go. Looks like he's a full go for the Rams. So right now, the Rams are favored to win the NFC West, and unless proven otherwise, they're going to be the favorites to win the NFC West. I hate to say it, but it is the way it is. Oh, yup. Or the double standards of just players getting DUIs compared to general managers, right? It's crazy. Chan, Pretty Boy Football. Yep. It is a lot, man. It's a lot. So I'm glad in what Monty's done, right? I believe Monty's value picks only to build this team first. Now the roster is better, so pick what we can prove now. I mean, I agree with you. I don't disagree. Do I want him, Monty to make a move? I would. I would like Monty to make a move. Will he? I mean, probably not, right? That's kind of what we're kind of going about, right? Randall in the chat. I'm tired of this regime picking good people. We need some dogs on this team. So you're on the Parsons, Hendrickson train, huh? Either or. I mean, I agree. That move right there, if a move like this would happen, that changes the outlook of this team. It does. It changes the outlook of this team from being a fringe playoff team to damn, you're going to the playoffs and potentially winning playoff games if you make a move like that. Absolutely. Trey Hendrickson or Micah for damn sure. Carter knows all. What's up, Carter? What's the thoughts on us getting Trey Hendrickson? I mean, I'm on board for either. Honestly, I'm on board for Hendrickson. I'm on board for Micah. Of course, I value or I favor Micah a little bit more because he's younger. He's going to be much more expensive draft capital wise and money wise. But I mean, I'm on board for the Cardinals making a big splashy move. Absolutely. This is on paper supposed to be a let's make it year or let's go for it year, right? Third season is usually. It's just the Cardinals organization, unfortunately, it almost kind of feels like we're always going baby steps, right? Baby steps from the 4 wins to the 8 wins to the 8 wins to the who knows, right? What happens here in year 3? Because year 4 of Cliff Kingsbury was supposed to be like, okay, We went to the playoffs. We got obliterated, but now let's go into the playoffs and win, right? And what happened in year 4 of Cliff? It just imploded, and it imploded. The things that happened with Cliff Kingsbury and the regime imploded. So things can change in a drop of a hat. So we'll see. I hope we can start off really, really hot. I hope this team can stay with each other in the good and the bad times, because we need this team to be unity, right? To have that unity with each other. Read a couple more comments and then we'll be closing up shop. Appreciate you guys for being here. Hebe in the chat, maybe Birch is going to be our own Parsons in the making. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I've seen Birch in week 1 of preseason, and he looked good. He looked really, really good. Now, like all the people always say, right? It's preseason, right? You're going against 2s, 3s, potentially 4s in preseason. So it's different compared to your starting caliber guys. But he does look good. If he can continue to develop, maybe. But that is what we kind of base off of, right? Potential, maybe. That is how we live our fandom of this guy coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? But I don't blame you for saying that, because I also had that thought in my mind too. Brandon, will always be a team who competes and is one good quarterback away from contention. Well, let's ask you this. Is Kyler Murray the best quarterback the Arizona Cardinals have ever drafted? Arizona Cardinals. Not Chicago, not St. Louis, Arizona Cardinals. Let me ask you this. Is Kyler Murray the best quarterback the Arizona Cardinals have ever drafted? Let me know in the chat. Yes or no? Super, super quick. Simple. Is Kyler Murray the best quarterback the Arizona Cardinals has ever drafted? Arizona Cardinals have ever drafted. Let me know in the chat below. Because, I mean, the best 2 quarterbacks that the Cardinals have had playing the quarterback position during this tenure of being in Arizona, and some people might differ in their opinions here, but I think we could all kind of come to a consensus that Warner and Palmer, right? Those are the guys. None of those guys the Arizona Cardinals drafted, right? The success that we've had was with veteran quarterbacks. We never really had to endure bringing a young guy and developing him. Do I feel like the Cardinals developed Kyler Murray to the point where he is 100% there? I don't think we did a great job in developing, right? But kind of what happens when you throw a head coach that is a rookie head coach, didn't have an offensive coordinator, had all these things on top of him in terms of, all the things that he had to do on his day-to-day, and then try to develop somebody that he's got all these things on that kind of falls, unfortunately, below the wayside. Kyler Murray was brought in here to play Superman, unfortunately. But is he the best quarterback the Arizona Cardinals have ever drafted? We have a lot of yeses, and that's exactly what it should be. I think yes, too. We had John here saying no. Jake Plummer was better. And that's what I would say. There's going to be some people that are going to disagree. But I think, yeah. Drafted, sure. Had, no. 100% agree. 100% agree. Yeah, I agree. I think Kyler Murray has been the best Cardinals that we ever drafted. He has been. He's been here the longest. He's been dynamic. He's been great. Okay, let me rephrase that back. He's been good, solid, right? But it's just the stigma of Kyler is, can he win those big games? So far, he hasn't been able to. So it's always going to be like that. It's always going to continue to be like that unless he proves otherwise. This year, I'm just hoping for everything out there that we can pray to, anything football related, that Kyler Murray can finally win the games in November and December in a consistent basis, because that is the next step for Kyler. Win those games, and hopefully everything will kind of follow suit. So that's what we're looking for. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's close up shop right here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You guys are all absolutely magnificent. Another shout out here to my guys here from My Valley Prince, sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. We will be getting some more sponsors come this September when the season actually starts. But go and make sure you check out My Valley Prince if you're looking for your next project, your next hat, hoodies, shirts, anything related to customizable thing. Make sure you check out My Valley Prince. Best way to do it is via email, which you see right there, and then also via their Instagram as well. So check them out. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, we'll be closing up shop right here. You guys are absolutely amazing. Another hour in the books, another podcast in the books. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As always, smack the like button on your way out. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cardinals. Peace.